I had to do this, but now I can just do it tomorrow. And now, you know, my plate is a little bit more clear to do what I want to do today. And then you end up just watching Vampire Diaries, and then you wake up the next day and then you're like, oh, I still have to do this. Maybe I'll push it off one more day. Then you watch more Vampire Diaries. Then all of a sudden a week's gone by, and yeah, you've made it through 3 seasons of the show, but you got nothing else done. We're vacuuming again? Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be talking all about procrastination, and honestly, it's probably a good thing because it's been a recent goal of mine to really push myself to stop procrastinating things so much. And so I'm going to share with you guys the 5 tips that I have been using lately to kind of help push myself to not procrastinate anymore. And yeah, if you guys aren't following me already, I'm going to leave my Twitter and my Instagram right here on the screen. And other than that, let's jump into the video, because why procrastinate it any longer? So tip number 1 is to make a to-do list, and this is like a very obvious one, but I swear that writing things down, sorry, I'm still getting over being sick, so my throat's gonna go in and out a little bit through this video. First of all, it gets it out of your head, and so you don't feel so scatterbrained, and having it written down in front of you, like physically right there, right in front of you, now you know what you're trying to achieve, now you know what you need to get done, and so you can go task by task and check things off, which is also a very gratifying feeling. Don't overwhelm yourself, don't stress yourself out thinking of all of the million things you need to get done. Just write it down, and then once you've written it down, don't think about it again until you're on that task. Tip number 2 is to break the tasks down into smaller tasks. So things like a project, you can break it down into, okay, well, I need to come up with a thesis, I need to write this, I need to research this. Those are all smaller tasks rather than just getting a project done. Not only does this make it easier to prioritize what needs to be done now and what can wait to be done a little bit later, this also makes each and every task seem so much less daunting and so much more achievable and manageable. So when you break everything down into a smaller task, it's going to seem like, okay, I could probably do that in the next 15 minutes versus this is going to take me a week to finish. Tip number 3, and this is the absolute most helpful thing that I have ever used, and it's to just start. Don't think. Just do it. Are we back with the vacuum again? Really? A lot of the times, starting is the hardest part because we blow up all of these things that we feel we need to do in our heads to seem so overbearing, and so that's usually the block that stops us from starting. And a lot of the times, once you start, you gain a bit of momentum and you get over that first hump of just getting there and starting, and then all of a sudden you feel like, okay, this is actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, and then you finish it, then you're on to the next one. Don't think about it, just do it, just get it done, don't think about it at all, and don't focus on what you think it's going to be like or how terrible you think it's going to be, and just start. Just do it. I know it sounds kind of silly and stupid to have a countdown with yourself, but if you always promise yourself that at the count of 3, you're always just going to do it. You're like 3, 2, 1, and then you just do it. You don't think, you just do. Tip number 4 is to be easy on yourself. A lot of the times we get really down and really hard on ourselves, especially if we've been procrastinating a lot of things and not getting that much done. Then we feel shame, we feel guilt, which then pushes us to procrastinate things even longer, because when you don't feel good about yourself, you don't want to do anything. There's this audiobook I'm listening to right now called Rewire. I'll pop it up on the screen here or put it down below, but it's all about retraining your brain to think more positively and to be less hard on yourself, because when we're hard on ourselves and we're constantly beating ourselves down, how are we supposed to get anything done when you have this pessimistic voice inside your head telling you that you're going to fail or it's not going to be good enough? You have to rewire your brain to be easy on yourself and to think, no what, no, I can get this done and it is going to be kick-ass. To be a support system inside your head rather than to be a worry wart, you know what I mean? Just constantly worrying about everything and being pessimistic and thinking it's going to suck and thinking that we suck for putting it off and that we're bad people. It's just a really bad spiral to go down, and then you end up procrastinating things even longer, and then you end up feeling stuck in your life. So you need to rewire your brain to be easy on yourself and to be caring and supportive of yourself. And if you're trying to do that and you're really struggling, then I highly recommend reading that book, because it's all about how your subconscious sometimes isn't aligned with your conscious. So your conscious brain might be trying to be positive, your subconscious might have some really false beliefs about yourself, that you're a bad person or that you don't deserve success or you're not going to be good enough. And so you really have to be easy on yourself, you have to be kind to yourself, or else how the hell are you supposed to get anything done? And the last and final tip is tip number 5, and it's to ask yourself why you want to do it. If you are really struggling to do something, you keep pushing it off, you keep procrastinating yourself, ask yourself, why is it on my to-do list? Is there a reason? If it's a big project that you just don't feel like doing, or if it's to write a book, or if it's to clean your apartment, what are you gaining from it? Because odds are, if it's on your to-do list, it's supposed to get you further on in life. So that project might not be a fun one, but it's going to give you the grade, which is going to help you further on in your program or whatever you're studying, which is then going to push you into the life that you're trying to live or the career that you're trying to get. If it's to just clean your apartment, when I have a clean environment, I have a way better headspace, and I just like having my apartment clean. So I know that it's going to put me in a better mood, and it's going to make me more productive if my surroundings are clean. So if it's to pay bills, or if it's to, you know, just whatever it is, try and ask yourself, why do I need to do this? Why is it on my to-do list? Because a lot of the times when you come up with a reason why, it gives you that fire or that force to kind of be like, okay, this is why I'm doing it, and this is why it needs to be done now. And try not to hold yourself to unrealistic expectations or feeling like you have to be perfect either, guys. A lot of the times with procrastination, we think that it's either not going to be good enough, or it won't be perfect or the way that we want it to be in our heads, or we've decided that we're already going to fail before we've even started. So why start now? So don't hold yourself to unrealistic expectations. Don't feel like it needs to be perfect, just do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any tips to add, be sure to leave them down below, and I'm going to challenge you guys that at the end of this video to turn off your computer and go do all the things you need to do, unless what you need to do is on your computer. If you just needed someone to tell you, then take this as your sign. I'm telling you to just go do it. Just go get one thing done on your to-do list, and it'll feel so much better. You'll gain that momentum, and then all of a sudden you're going to want to do so many more things. I'm not kidding when I say the last month has actually been so productive, and especially in contrast to how productive I was being prior to implementing these tips into my life. I don't know, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you are being successful and you are pushing yourself and bettering yourself every day. And so it's not going to be this easy every day, but when you pick up these habits to not procrastinate, after a while it's just going to be something that's kind of second nature to you. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys to the absolute moon and back, and I'll see you guys all in my next one. Bye guys.